Hi, everyone. It's welcome to our podcast from our homes. And today, you know me, I'm the Provost, Brian Jersky, and today we're really honored to have with us one of the key people on our campus who you may not have met before, but her name is Donna Green. And Donna, tell us your title and more or less what you do.
My name is Donna Green, and I'm the Interim AVP for Enrollment Services, as well as the University Registrar. I've been on the campus for 13 years, almost 14 years, and I've just felt that this is my home for quite some time. I'm responsible for Enrollment Services, which includes financial aid, admissions, registration and records, evaluations, scholarships, most of the transactional needs of our students.
It's an incredibly important job, Donna, and for those of you who don't know it, Donna has a very large staff, all of whom are engaged in, as you can see, incredibly important activities, registering the grades that the faculty produce, checking to ensure that people can graduate on time, making sure that we're in compliance with all the myriad federal and state regulations, and all kinds of other activities.
Absolutely. Providing students money to get to stay in college and to be in college is one of the major activities we also have. Also offering all those scholarships.
Fantastic. So all that money that the state and our donors and all the other people who contribute to making our university so successful, much of that is funneled through Donna's organization. So truly an amazing thing. So Donna, I mean, we're facing this once in a lifetime crisis of COVID-19. How have you been managing with the changes, working off campus and all the other things that have hit us?
Yeah, everything's changing so quickly, Brian, and the solutions are needed immediately for our partners on campus. The challenge is really to continue to support the university, and I find it exhausting, but it's exhilarating for me because I love to be part of that change and part of the solution. Right now, my leadership team and I continue to look at our processes and analyze how we can currently serve our students, faculty, advisors, and staff while they're at home trying to deal with this new world that we're living in. I don't know if you remember, but last year, I'm sure you remember, the president had Beach 2030, and she had many different working groups. And I was part of the working group that was imagining the future of how we should be working in 2030. And honestly, I was thinking about that last night, and I'm saying we are in 2030 right now. Some of the recommendations were telecommuting. We absolutely had to get 140 members of my staff out of the office working at home. And that was just such a grand feat that we had to accomplish with such little time, because we could not have any downtime in order to get our operations to continue to run and support the university.
Right. I think that's something that everybody should know, that while Donna and her leadership team were managing this incredible feat of getting 140 people off campus, they were also at the same time keeping on doing their regular jobs. Correct. And the devotion and really the heart with which people went forward with that just shows how much we love our students, and how really what Donna is doing is part of what we're all here for, which is to focus on our students and their success. The faculty are part of that, the staff are part of that, the administration is part of that, and Donna is probably a central feature in focusing on student success. So how is your staff managing all the new procedures and transitions? It must be so difficult for them as it is for all of us.
Yeah, I really think the transition of physically leaving their workstation and their colleagues and then working remotely was the greatest challenge for my staff. Basically, they don't have their friends to look over to and ask a question, to get advice from, or even to socialize with. I mean, basically, we've been a family for a long time. we're also trying to find some quiet space in our home, as we all are. I have grandchildren that live with me, so it's difficulty and it's challenging. But the staff is really amazing. They're so committed and dedicated to the students and to the university. So they're balancing their home life and their individual needs with the demands of work and meeting the needs of the university. I mean, I'm just so proud of them and so happy to be part of that team. You also need to know that Enrollment Services has infrastructures that are in place to allow us to quickly pivot to address the needs of our students, staff, and faculty. For example, a few years ago, if you remember, the president came around and said we wanted to go into sustainability. What can we do to contribute to sustainability on campus? And Enrollment Services went green, not only with my name, but we went green by going paperless with a lot of our processes. So in the background, we got all of those forms that the students were passing in, left our desks, no more filing cabinets, no more printers. Students were still bringing in the forms, but we were scanning them in. So this was a blessing in disguise, because now that they're home, they've already had that transition on how to work and work with workflows with soft documents rather than the hard copies. So this is not part of our transition. The biggest transition is being away from the staff and the students, I think, at this time. So
I think you're right. I think it's interesting that you say that, because for me it is too. You know, the most difficult part for me is just being away from the people I enjoy being with, from the hubbub and excitement of an academic community with 38,000 students humming with excitement and achievement, whether it's on the sports field or in the classroom or outside the classroom, and the faculty and staff who make it all happen. So we know that it's happening virtually, but it doesn't quite feel the same yet, and maybe it never will. But what would you say the hardest things you've been faced with in this time have been?
I think the hardest issues that I'm faced with right now, or the community is faced with, is the immediate need for change. I mean, we went from a institution that was primarily face-to-face, and students now have to deal with online instruction. Faculty have to deal with online instruction without a lot of preparation and time to think about it. And our staff also. And, you know, many people, I have such great partners around campus with our associate deans, the advisors, academic affairs, and we have all the student data, so they need us to get solutions that are viable to allow them to continue working remotely. So again, this is invigorating for me. It's the brainstorming that goes into this, even though albeit remotely, is still so exciting for me, and to be part of the solution. And for our students to see how they are coming around and actually, you know, relating to what we need to have them do. For example, we have moved all of our services to online. So the phones that would get 2,500 traditionally in a week have now gone to online. And of course that exploded because students have a lot more questions. What's going to happen to my grades? I don't understand what's going on. So we've moved staff to soft phones, which I didn't even know existed. So they're on the computer answering the phones from their home. And we also engaged in an online inquiry system, which IT has helped us implement, so that the students get a little note when they're on hold saying, you know what, you can put this inquiry online. Go to our website, ask us, and we'll respond to you within an hour. The longest would be a 24-hour period. And they have jumped to that opportunity. They've also jumped to the opportunity of signing up for workshops online. So we're doing a lot of our registration, graduation, financial aid workshops online. And they're joining in more so than when they were on campus, because when they're on campus, they were meeting individuals. Now they're told, don't come to campus. And you know, we've been finding that even our counselors are getting more and more appointments online. So it's been helpful for us because students are actually answering our emails now. They kind of ignored us in the past, and we had to get nudging. And now I guess they're bored and they're looking at their emails saying, what's happening at school? So we're happy with that.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you went to that situation, because one of the questions I was going to ask you was, do you see some of these temporary emergency changes becoming permanent? Or, you know, like, would it be a good idea to keep on with this IT mediated questions or
Absolutely. I think we're finding we're meeting the students' needs when they want it and how they want to receive it. Not everybody has the time to come to campus. You know, many of us students have jobs and other commitments,
Sure.
and now they can't come to campus. So of course, this is the best place. But when we get back, we still understand that there are other commitments. And we don't want to be a barrier. We want to be part of their journey. We want to be focused on their success. So a lot of the things that we have put in place will remain in place. Like I said, the online inquiry system will definitely be in place. We've just launched in financial aid an online system where students can upload all their financial aid forms and go through a workflow process. So in the past, I don't know if you remember, in Brotman Hall, you would see lines at certain times of the year where students had to submit financial aid forms. We have those 60 forms online now, and we were nervous that the students would still think they had to come to campus. The first day, 1,500 students uploaded forms. They crashed the system. It was unbelievable. It was so exciting. Systems folk got right on that. They got us more memory, and now it's just working like a charm. And students are very happy for that, as well as the families, because they don't have to come to campus.
Right. Well, that's a fantastic achievement. And I mean, I think, you know, the vast majority of our students who we are serving in this way are aware of how much work and how much people power it takes to get their questions answered and to get their issues dealt with. But sometimes things definitely get complicated, and then it may take a little bit of time, and most people have been incredibly patient, and really we'd like to thank them. I'd like to thank all of the students and staff and faculty and administrators who've made it all possible. So do you see any positive things that may come out of this terrible disaster for the country and the world?
Oh my goodness. You know, I think we've identified that people are very, very willing to do what it takes to get the job done. I think my staff is working even harder from home than they did on campus.
I agree.
And, you know, we found some things that we were able to assist faculty. For example, faculty have students in their classes, and every day when they're relating to them, they understand if they're going to graduate. Well, now that they're Zooming, they may only be Zooming once a week and only seeing 150 students in that Zoom, so they don't have that personal contact that they may have before. So we looked at our class rosters and grade rosters and decided to put in, you know, if the student is planning to graduate spring or summer. So now the faculty could reach out and say, hey, Donna Green, you're not doing so well in this course, but maybe we can do something with tutoring. We can get some extra credit for you because I see you really have planned to graduate. So, and we've already had responses from our faculty. We've had some faculty do some waivers for their graduation and put some incompletes in so that they can graduate in the fall. So this has been a very positive piece that you wouldn't even think of until you're in a spot like this, when you say, how can we help our students and our staff? And that's what we're here for. You know, Enrollment Services is very dedicated. We have a lot of dedicated, committed staff who have been at the institution for a long time. They're really interested in what goes on with the students. They always go to graduation ceremonies. They're all excited about that. That's our best time of the year. And they really want people to know that we're here and we're to help you. We want to be part of the journey and not a barrier.
Well, I couldn't have put it better myself, and indeed, it's part of what we all do at the beach, is that whether people know about what we do or don't know, we're absolutely focused on our students like lasers. And here's your opportunity to tell students, faculty, staff one thing. What would you like them to know?
I think that they need to know that we are here for them. We are called Enrollment Services for a reason. We serve students, staff, and faculty at the institution. We're committed to helping them in their educational goals. We really are committed to student success, and Enrollment Services is here to serve you. And please feel free to contact us anytime, and contact me personally. I constantly hear from students, and I'm very happy when I get the opportunity to have that interaction with students. I miss you.
Yes, that's a wonderful message, Donna, and I can confirm that on the many occasions when I need to contact Donna, she's usually ahead of me and has got the answer to me before I've even finished the question. So I think she is the same incredible service-oriented, educationally focused person that you've had the opportunity to meet. I'd like to thank you, Donna, for taking the time out of your very extra busy day to come and do this. I know it's not your natural desire to be acting in front of an audience of 40,000 people. It's certainly not mine either, but I can confirm that you've done as well as at this as you do in everything else at the university.
Thank you so much, Brian. I appreciate it.
From me, the provost, I'd like to say that quite frankly, the university couldn't run without Donna and her senior team and all the staff that make up this outstanding portion of the university. So thanks, Donna. And now let's get back to work.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity.
Take care. Stay safe.